They say if a man fears the dark, it isn't the darkness he's afraid of, but the things that remember his name when the sun goes down. Tonight, the dark remembered mine. It knew my death. It knew my brother. And it was riding straight for our barn. The front gate was open. We never leave it open. James didn't say a word. He just stood on the porch, staring into a black field that suddenly felt like an ocean. His hand shook around the lantern, that small circle of light dancing on the dirt, like even the flame wanted to run. We stepped off the porch, boots sinking into wet mud, cold wind cutting through my coat, straight into bone. I could hear the barn door creak in the distance, but the wind was blowing the wrong way. That door wasn't moving on its own. Something was inside. We stopped at the threshold. Lantern light reached only so far, then vanished, like the dark was swallowing it whole. Inside, the barn didn't sound like a barn anymore. No horses, no breathing, no chains, just wood settling, and something dripping in the back. The hay near the first stall was a dark and wet. Old blood. Too much to pretend it belonged to an animal. James whispered, "Cole, what if they're still here?" I kept my eyes forward. "If they are," I whispered back, "they picked the wrong night to return." We moved deeper in. The smell hit first. Iron, sweat, smoke. On the stall wall, knife marks dug so deep into the wood, it looked like the letters were trying to crawl out. 2 days left. Not written. Carved. Stained darker in the grooves. Below it hung a rope. Still warm where something big had been tied down. Hair stuck to the fibers. Drag marks led straight out the back door. "Cole," James breathed. "They took the bay mare. She was all we had left worth selling." I ran my hand along the rope. They didn't just take a horse. They wanted us to know they'd been close enough to touch everything we own. I turned on James and grabbed him by the coat. "You borrowed from them and didn't tell me?" He shoved me back, eyes red, jaw shaking. What was I supposed to do, Cole? Watch the ranch die while you were out running from your shadow? We stood chest to chest, breathing like wolves, the lantern rattling between us. "You don't get to blame me," I growled. "You signed your name. You brought them here." "I signed," he hissed, "because you were already gone. Somebody had to keep this place alive. Somebody had to bury Ma. Somebody had to put Pa in the ground when they wouldn't wait for you." Those words hit harder than any fist. Years I spent pretending distance would protect us. But distance only leaves graves behind. My grip loosened. I let him go. For a long second we just stared, because we both knew he wasn't wrong. Then we heard it. Footsteps. Slow. Measured, like a man who never had to hurry for anyone. They came from the far side of the barn where fog swallowed the fence line. James looked at me. No anger left, just fear. I blew out the lantern. Darkness closed over us like water. A voice rolled from outside, low and calm, like a preacher reading judgment. 2 days, Walker. After that, one of you pays. He didn't shout. He didn't need to. The words slid through the boards, into the soil, straight into bone. James whispered, "Cole, how many of them?" I listened, hooves shifting, leather creaking. Men. At least 3, maybe more. "Enough," I said. "Enough to finish what we started years ago." The horses behind the barn began to scream, not like animals spooked by thunder, like something was cutting through them, slow. We ran for the rear door, boots slipping in mud. One horse gone, the other lying by the fence, side torn open, fresh brand smoking on its flank, the same mark from the letter. burned into living flesh. James fell to his knees. They'll kill everything we have, Cole. No, I said quietly. They're not here for the horses. A single hoof stomp echoed in the dark, close, waiting. I felt eyes on us, men in the night, watching. Cold breath touched the back of my neck. Someone stood close enough to reach out. The night tore open with a gunshot, light, sound, pain, black. My name is Cole Walker, and the debt is no longer just on this ranch. It's on my soul.